to the stage and welcome. And we're going to just get busy and start talking already.
We'll let that work.
You know what? You got to give me a class for that because I've got to get that together. I really do. We've talked on the phone a couple times and it's been way too long, way too long. I am so happy to see you. And so thank you so much for coming to share your unique, different knowledge. Everybody has on this summit so far has been really wonderful in the fact that we've had so many great alternative and wonderful healing practitioners on this summit. So your area of expertise is everything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Your area of expertise is a lot of talking about stress and pain, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how about you do me a favor, introduce yourself because you have more knowledge than me, because you never know, I may pop back off, but I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and then talk to me about the connection between pain and stress, health and wellness.
Will do. Thank you.
She is off.
Greetings, everyone. I want to thank you for this opportunity. I am Injadika Olatunde. I'm a naturopathic practitioner. My specialty is I'm in the business of relieving pain and stress using the power of touch. Today, millions of people are silently struggling every day with pain, stress, exhaustion, inflammation, and emotional overwhelm. But they're not just suffering from physical pain, they're suffering mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even financially. And they're seeking answers for relief and a better quality of life. And when we look at conventional medicine, it focuses on symptoms, management, medication, temporary relief, and ongoing dependency. And this is what led me to what I do, relieving pain first before treatment, which is what I will share with you is about what my expertise. Um, when people are in pain, I focus specifically on connecting the pain stress connection with the mind body connection. And so, from this, what I'm talking about is how medication may temporarily relieve the symptoms associated with pain, but it does not address chronic stress. It doesn't address emotional overload, lifestyle imbalances, the nervous system dysfunction, and inflammation as it relates to trauma. So, this is what I connect with, known as what I call the pain trap cycles. And those pain trap cycles are pain, stress, fatigue, and medication dependency. And so this is what's connected with relieving pain first. And some common examples I can share that relates to this focuses on headaches. What is that? It's connected what? Pain medication. Anxiety, connected with what? Prescriptions. And then you have insomnia that's connected with sleep medication. And then we deal with chronic pain that deals with long-term pain management. So when you look at conventional medicine, what it focuses on as it relates to pain and stress, it focuses on specifically emergency care, surgery, diagnostic, and life saving interventions. And so, what we want to look at when we talk about relieving pain first is we're talking about prevention wellness, education, stress reduction, and what is root cause awareness. So, I come to you with 40 plus years experience in terms of helping people understand that pain is not, um, it's not, it's more than just a signal, and it's not your enemy. And my focus is on using reflexology, which is the art and science of relieving pain and stress, working on stimulating the many nerve endings that are in your hands, your feet, and ears to relieve stress and pain. And then I use touchology, which is the first form of healing, which is known as listening. And so combining reflexology and touchology together, we work to reduce stress. We focus on nervous system support, and we deal with wellness education and the approach of medication-free pain relief. And I do this basically by teaching what I call the four paths of pain. First, we have mind pain. And mind pain is stress, anxiety, emotional overwhelm, and trauma. Then we move to body pain, which is chronic pain, inflammation, fatigue, and tension. And then the third one is spiritual pain, which is hopelessness, disconnect, and loss of purpose. And the fourth pain cycle, which we never really spend time talking to, and which is the foundation of everything that's connected to pain, stress, and illness, known as financial pain. And that is money stress, survival pressures, and financial instability. And so when you look at all four of these pain cycles, what you're looking at, they're all connected because they're connected what? Through stress, they're connected through sleep, it's connected through insomnia, blood pressure, digestion, emotional wellness, and the healing capacity. So the power of using reflexology and therapeutic touch based on the root cause of awareness is one of the most overlooked wellness tools. I'm talking about reflexology and touch. You put them together, it deals with wellness awareness, and it focuses on supporting relaxation, stress reduction, nervous system calming, emotional comfort, circulation, and wellness awareness. So, through reflexology and touchology, people are able to learn body awareness, emotional awareness, self help, wellness strategies, and natural approaches to pain relief. What this is really all about, it's about a mindset shift. Instead of asking, what pill do I need? You can now start asking, what is my body trying to tell me? So just imagine a healthcare that's focused on education, prevention, empowerment, and wellness awareness. Imagine communities learning stress management, nervous system support, self care, and medication free wellness options. This is my mission to educate, empower, and restore belief in wellness. Wellness is not simply the absence of symptoms. Wellness is balance, awareness, understanding, and empowerment. Pain is often a signal that something deeper needs attention. Healing requires awareness, education, lifestyle support, stress reduction, and root cause understanding. And wellness addresses mind, body, spirit, and financial stress. And to sum everything up, Julie, I have something special for you. And if this message that I
Oh, thank
share
you.
resonates with you and your listeners, I have put together a medication free pain relief fact sheet. And all they have to do is go to medicationpainfree.com and download the fact sheet that gives a whole explanation on ways to use medication free alternatives as an approach to relieving pain and stress. And I close out with my favorite
Oh
line,
my,
which is we must remember that it's the power of touch that heals all.
fantastic. I am so lucky to know you, my dear. You are just an inspiration, first of all. Second of all, I I so believe in what you are doing. My many years in geriatrics, most of those people have not experienced the power of touch for months and months and months and months.
Yes.
These people that are in facilities have not felt the power of touch. And I just love to have you say a couple words about that particular thing in terms of our personal wellness, about how touch is so important, and not just to those people, but even to us. I always love that expression. Is so many hugs per day for personal wellness. I think it's 8, if I'm not mistaken. And but we need to survive because we don't touch anymore. Now we're virtual. Sorry, I can't reach out and hug you because I would love to do that.
That's a excellent lead in because we have to understand something that we have forgotten. The first healing tool that was ever introduced to each and every one of us when we came into the world, the first healing tool was the power of touch. When you went through delivery and you were leaving your mother's womb and you came into the hands of the midwife, the doctor, that was the first form of touch and the first form of healing. That's how powerful touch is. And when we understand that
Mm-hmm.
and understand it, connecting that touch is more than physical, touch can be using two of the most powerful words that we can say to one another. Thank you. That's a healing tool related to touch. If someone is feeling bad and all of a sudden you come across their path and you do nothing but smile at them and that lifts their spirit, that's a healing tool. That too is a form of touch. One of somebody like opening a door for you so that you could walk in, that's a form of touch. We have to understand that as a people, the way that we connect and the way that we heal is based on the power of touch. And so we all know how to do it and we all need to start doing it. And I think, no, I don't even think, I know it would make a big difference in what we call stress as well as what we call pain.
I would so agree with you. There's so many people, they've done those studies back in the 40s, facilities, and those children were, fed and clothed and whatnot, but they had no touch. And 40% of them died. And the word is died. And it's just, it breaks my heart to think that we do not use the power of touch. And I'm so glad that you are a crusader of that. I hope that, I hope one day I can follow in your footsteps because I ask every person that comes into my office, like I want them to have a hug before they leave. I want to touch them. And I ask permission because that's who I am, because of our days today, I mean, the way it didn't used to be like that. We used to hug and handshake and touch people so easily. Now it's a permission thing. And I want to ask you a question that's not on any list, but I want to know, how can we assimilate or and add into our lives the power of touch on a day-to-day basis, because I think that's one of the most important things of reclaiming our vitality, is how can we put touch in our everyday life without offending anybody.
But the thing that we've got to understand is that when we think about touch, in terms of it being considered something negative because it's always associated with something sexual. But touch is, which I keep saying, is more than just physical. So, what I would say with everyone in your household, get in a habit of touching your family members. Make that a part of your daily regimen. However, if it's a hug, if it's a handshake, start in your home base so that you can carry that energy forward as you move out into your day. That's what's very important as it relates to putting touch back into our lives. Because just the idea of touching someone, even if it's with a smile, a hug, a handshake, makes a whole difference in terms of how your day will go, how you can feel, and even how you can act.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Also, too, it's I think when we realize that nonverbal, I mean, I wrote a book on it, but and it doesn't really matter. The point is when you consider nonverbal language, the smile, the thumbs up sign, the whatever, all those gestural things, those are also a long distance way of touching people almost without touching, but it is that human connection that is what touch is all about. So I really think it's phenomenal, in the fact that this is happening, that you're there to do this. And I just can't. I was so excited when I met you. I was so excited when you agreed to do this. I thought it was fantastic about it. The last thing I want to ask you real quick is reflexology. A lot of people don't really understand what that is. How can it relieve pain? Can you just give us a brief idea of how it would help us relieve pain?
The quickest way to explain reflexology is when you think about when you fall down and hurt yourself, and the idea of it's about the message of the nerve endings going to the brain, delivering message of what to do. If you hit your elbow, what are you going to do? Feel pain. You're going to do a verbal release. After the verbal release, the message goes to the brain, trauma in the area. Then you're going to take and put your hand on that area and start rubbing it. Message goes to the brain, release endorphins, the body's natural painkillers. That's what reflexology does. Activates the body's natural pain relievers through the power of touch, stimulating all of the nerve endings in the body. So it's the nerve endings in the brain communicating what's needed and how your hands can make that happen.
And also setting up good, healthy patterns of behavior to keep that cycle going in a positive way versus, the negative, holding on, tightening up, and not letting it go. So that's fantastic. Can you give everybody your contact information again, and because I'm sure that there's a number of people that would love to know you more and be in contact with you for all kinds of things. And I thank you so much for your gift to all the people that are here. I'm so happy about that because I know that's something everybody could benefit from. So.
To reach me, all they have to do is go to medicationfreepainrelief.com. Download the free give it, and also it connects back with me.
Fantastic. Well, Dr. Olatunde, I hope I said that part of it right. One of these days, I'm going to get your name right.
You got it.
It's
You
sort of like
got it.
nobody
You did
spells
it.
my name right either because of the two E's. Oh my goodness. Hey, now I feel really good. No, actually, I feel really good that you were here to share with, with an audience. This is taped. It will be, be available for some people too as well. I cannot thank you enough for your time, your expertise as an MP. I mean, this is just phenomenal. So thank you again so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for sharing with our audience.
Thank you. And the same to you as well.